Hey everybody, this is Blake with Backstage Suite, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the event page for each of your individual events. So first, starting at the top, you have your event name, you have your event date, time with time zone, and the venue that it's at. It'll show your two statuses up here, being that it's a draft and ticketing and has been a confirmed event. Here you have your event summary, so you'll once again have all your event details, just again so it's a little clearer. It'll also tell you the capacity and the venue. Here, it'll show all your sales summary. Right now we have no sales information because we haven't had any added in. And then it'll show your financial overview here, meaning your total revenue, total expenses, and your net profit or net loss, depending on what happens with your event. If you scroll down, these tabs are important for every single event that you'll do. You'll have your contracts, which you can upload here. You can add your artist agreement or venue contract, performance agreement with a headlining act, for example, as the description, and then you can upload the contracts so that everybody in your team can have visibility. You then go to the artwork page, and this is where you can add links to your artwork. You can have artwork for lineups, artwork for social media, artwork for different things, but here you can track them all in one place, no matter what platform you store your artwork on. The lineup section is important because this is where you can add all of your artists and add each artist to your event and track the lineup for each one. So for example, we can create a new artist here. I'll say my artist. Because this artist hasn't been made, it'll create a new one. We'll say that they're going to be playing from the beginning of the event tomorrow for the entire time. We'll say they're playing from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. And the stage is main stage. And we'll say they're the headliner as well. You'll be able to track each of these artists throughout all of your events. So you can enter the artist once and reuse them throughout the entire platform on all of your events. I'll add this artist in, and you'll see the artist shows up with their time, how long their set is, and if they're the headliner. Cool thing about this is you can export the lineup, which will copy it to your clipboard, and you can send it via text message, email, or any other way that you communicate with your team. Under the Advances tab, you're able to add an advance for each individual artist that you have on the lineup. By first adding them to the lineup, you can then select the artist here. So I have my artist. You can upload the rider. You can upload their visuals link, put their sound check in, all of their hotel info, check in, check out, their rooming list, their flight information, transportation for transport between the venue or any other place, and also relevant contact information. By adding all this in, you can track all of the stuff so it does not get lost in email, and everybody on your team in Backstage Suite can share this data. Under merchandise, some events you'll sell merch. You have the option to set up the merch split between the artist and the seller. This will save between each individual event. You can then add the items sold for each event. So you can add the item name, the size, the quantity, and the price, and this will tell exactly how much you sold. And then you can add the expense, for example, seller fees, credit card fees, or whatever else you would like to add under expenses. It'll then show a financial summary down here, and it will update live inside of your financial overview. You can then at the end export a full report, and it'll detail everything about all of your merch sales, expenses, for whoever you need to send, whether it's the agent, the artist, or their management. Under the financials page, you'll be able to add everything from your sales and revenue and expenses. You can add all different types of revenue, such as ticket sales, sponsors, food and beverage, donations, merch, and other revenue. You can add ticket sales data with ticket tier names, the quantity and the price, and it'll calculate it here. This will show your net profit down here. Under expenses, you can add expenses as well into here and detail them individually. You can add the expense name, the amount, what type of category the expense is, the date the expense was expensed on, and some notes in case any of your team needs to know a little more details about it. One great thing is that once you add all of your sales and revenue and expenses, you can save them as a template to use for other events. Some events have very similar expenses, so you can import your templates here. Once you add all of your sales and revenue and expenses, you can save it and then import it in other events. Once the event's completed, you can then export a financial report, which will give you details on every single part of the event. Another great feature about each individual event is that you can have tasks assigned to each member on your team. Under here, you can add different tasks. task name, description, and add different categories. You can colorize the category, name them different things, and then save them to each event. For example, I have the marketing category, and I need to add something that I need to complete. Ads for event. I can then assign it to myself and add it. It'll add the task here, and you can drag and drop and reorganize them or search them. It'll also show you nicely up here whether or not you have all your tasks completed, as well on the dashboard. This has been some insight on the individual event pages for Backstage Suite. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.